Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And I am here today with what I believe is the first book haul of the new year. So I know I talked some comic books in a recent video, but since then, I have one more comic book here that I picked up from Ollie's. I actually have a couple of manga and then a whole bunch of middle grade books to talk about. So let's do this book haul, guys. Before we get into it though, if you have a quick second, hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to the brand new year's first book haul. I'll go ahead and start with the manga I found, and I ended up finding both of these from Disc Replay for $5.99, which is super cheap when you look at the cover price of $20. This is Prison School Volume 1 and Volume 2. So these are both written by Akira Hiramoto. So take a look. These are big, chunky volumes. So I think these are somewhere around 350 to 400 pages, which is very long for a manga. So my initial thought was like, this must be a 3-volume set, a 3-volume collection. But as far as I can tell, I don't think it is. I just think this series has super long volumes. But please correct me if I'm wrong down below. But anyway, I don't know anything about this going into it other than what I've read on the back. I guess this takes place at an all-girls school, and one year they decide to break tradition and allow boys to come in. The boys are super excited. I guess 5 of them make the cut for the year, and they are super excited to be going to this all-girls school. But turns out things aren't exactly what they seem to be. So I don't really know what's going to happen from there, but it is rated mature, so 18 plus. So there's lots of fan service in this from what I've read, which just is the manga community's way of saying there's lots of nudity in this. So that's why I'm not going to show much of the inside. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I have no idea what this is going to be about. Has an interesting title, and they're huge for $6 each, so I decided to pick them up. So we have Prison School Volume 1 and Volume 2 from Akira Hiramoto. Let me know if you guys know anything about these down below. Alright, so let's jump over to the graphic novel I found, and this is from Ollie's as well, Superman for Tomorrow, written by Brian Azzarello with art by Jim Lee. So first off, you can see I spent $12.99. The cover price, $49.99. So a $50 book for $12.99 plus 10% off. So even less than that, which is awesome. But anyway, I know Brian Azzarello. He's probably most well known for his work on 100 Bullets, which I'll be honest, I read the first volume. I don't remember any of it, and I never continued it, so that's probably one I should revisit. But he also did Batman Damned, and then Jim Lee, of course, from Batman Hush, amongst, a million other things. But yeah, so this I've heard really mixed things about, but given the price, I wanted to give it a shot. I've not read a ton of Superman in my life, and so I figured this would be another good ad for the collection. I'll give it a go and see if I like it or not. Basically, with this, it looks like this terrible event has struck the Earth, and Superman's depressed, trying to figure out how he can help things, and finally he figures out a way, I guess. So I don't know, that's the worst description ever, but that's all I can get from the back of the book here. So we'll see what this one is and if I enjoy it or not. So hopefully it'll be a good one. This is Superman for Tomorrow, written by Brian Azzarello with art by Jim Lee. So that's the only comic book I picked up. So now let's jump over to the books I grabbed. So when it comes to books, I have been very particular about what I'm getting in the book world just because I have so many already and I'm trying to purge out a bunch this year. So with that said, what I do have here are definitely ones that I would be interested in keeping, of course. And these are mostly middle grade, but the first two I'm going to talk about are actually Star Wars books. So I was able to find Star Wars Tales from the New Republic and Star Wars Tales from the Empire. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, a 3-book set. I actually have the first book already, so now I have all of them in this trilogy, which I use that term loosely because it's actually just short story collections. Of course, these are going to take place in the New Republic, and then this is going to take place, or, stories about the Empire. So that's what these are. These are both edited by, oh goodness, Peter Schwaghofer. I apologize. I completely butchered that. I have no idea how to say that last name. But yeah, I don't know. Looks interesting. There's like 13-ish stories in both of these, if I'm not mistaken. Did I just make that up? I swear to God, I just read somewhere 13. Maybe that's wrong. But anyway, they're short story collections. So 2 more for my Star Wars collection, which I'm always happy to see that grow. So we have Star Wars Tales from the New Republic and Star Wars Tales from the Empire. Okay, so moving over to the middle grade books now, and these first two are kind of just random, not any part of a series that I'm collecting, but I found them, so I picked them up. This is Spine Chillers, Birthday Cake, and I Scream, written by Fred E. Katz, and this is actually spine number 7 of the Spine Chillers series. This is from 1996, so very much a Goosebumps knockoff, which you guys know I love collecting. So excited to see how that one is. And then the other random one I found is actually book number 7 also of a series that I first started collecting last year, kind of by mistake. I'm not even collecting it. I'm just, if I see them, I pick them up. This is the Mind Warp series, and this is book number 7, Flash Forward, written by Chris Archer. And you can see right in the spine there, book number 7. I actually was at the flea market today and ran across another copy of this book. So unfortunately, I've only have like books 1, 2, and 7. I would love to get the rest of them, but hey, in the meantime, I will collect them as I go. This is more of a sci-fi middle grade series, but I am totally here from it. Another one from the mid-90s. What do we have here? 1998 is when this series was published, so I thought that was pretty cool. So just 2 random middle grade books, Mind Warp and Spine Chillers, both happen to be book number 7. So if you guys follow the channel closely, you might remember that I did a full Goosebumps collection tour, I don't know, some months ago now, when I ended up finishing my original 62 collection of Goosebumps books. But aside from that, I also showed off all of the other Goosebumps things I have, and that's where these will fit in. So this first one here is actually a anthology or a short story collection. This is Goosebumps Triple Header, and this is book number 1, but it has an amazing hologram cover on this. Like, it's so cool, and I remember this from when I was younger. So very happy I was able to add this one back to the collection by R.L. Stine. And then from there, I found a couple of Goosebumps Series 2000 books that I needed. First one is book number 1. This is Cry of the Cat. This is one that I've been looking to find for quite a while now, so I was very happy to get it. You can see spine number 1. And then the other one is a later one in Series 2000, spine number 24. Yep, spine number 24. This is Earth Geeks Must Go. So yeah, just a ridiculous title, but I love it. So yeah, very happy to add this. And I'll mention, I found all of these at Second and Charles for like $1.25 to $1.95, like super cheap. So I can't go wrong. And then these last 2 are both from the Give Yourself Goosebumps series, which I do have a handful of, but these are actually a little bit harder to find from my experience. So I was able to find book number 9, which is The Knight in Screaming Armor, which I love these covers, and book number 10, which doesn't get much more 90s than that. This is Diary of a Mad Mummy. So if you don't know, did I already say it? These are choose your own adventure books. And so I love these. I used to love these when I was a kid, and I would love to have all of them in my collection at some point in my life. So yeah, 2 more for my Give Yourself Goosebumps collection. And those are all the Goosebumps books I found. Okay, so I have 2 more series of books to go through, of course, both middle grade, and I am so thrilled that I was able to find both of these because I didn't even know these existed. So first up, I was able to find some books in the Turok series. So this is actually book number 2, which is called Seeds of Doom, written by Michael Teitelbaum. Book number 3, which is Arena of Doom, also written by Michael Teitelbaum. And then book number 4, Path of Destruction. Like, these are amazing. So these are based on the Nintendo 64. Well, I guess, were they on? I think they were on PlayStation. I don't know, whatever. They were based on Turok, the video game series. And like, this is so cool. I am so excited that I was able to find these. These ones almost look like YA as opposed to middle grade, but they were in the middle grade section at Second and Charles, so I don't know what they really are. So now I just need book number 1, and I believe this is a 4-book series. So if anyone knows where I can find the first book, let me know. I haven't even checked on eBay or anything yet, but yeah, like, how cool is this? I love this. From what I hear, they are not canon. Who cares? That doesn't mean much of anything. Like, these are awesome. One of the coolest things I found recently, Turok book 2, 3, and 4. And I saved the best for last, at least in my opinion. So as cool as Turok was, did you guys know there's a Malcolm in the middle grade book series? Because there is, and that's amazing to me. I love Malcolm in the Middle. We actually watched through this entire series a few years ago, and we started watching through it again just a few weeks ago. Like, it's so funny. Anyway, I had no clue there was a middle grade series based on this show. So the first one here, book spine number 1, is Malcolm in the Middle, Life is Unfair. This is actually a novelization of the pilot episode of Malcolm in the Middle, and that's what all these are. They're novelizations of random episodes episodes. And then we have number 2, Water Park. Number 3, which is this, The Bad Luck Charm. Number 4, The Exchange Student. And number 5, Malcolm for President. So these are phenomenal. You can actually see, even though they are like 1 through 5, the ages of the characters change. And so these came out well after the series was underway. Like, for example, the first one here came out in 2000. I actually don't know what year that Malcolm in the Middle came out. But yeah, so some of these are for later seasons. I know this was from the pilot episode, like I said. One of these, and I forget which one it is. Which one is it? There's one that is the episode where they get stuck on the highway and Malcolm meets the girl and everything. And right here, I think it's this one. Like, I don't know. So, I mean, just, these are awesome. I love this series, had no idea these existed, and I am so happy to add these to my collection. So, I think there's 7 in this series, 7 or 8. I forget exactly, but I need to get the rest because this is so cool. Did you guys know these existed? Let me know down below. But anyway, Malcolm in the Middle's books 1 through 5, and these are... Who are the authors on these? I didn't even say. Mason and Danko plus Pollock and Belviso. So, yeah, very cool. Super excited to add these to the middle grade collection. So, that is going to wrap up all of the books, manga, and graphic novels that I've found lately. Alright, so that is everything that I have found in the reading world over the past few months or so here. And, like, I'm thrilled. Not a ton of stuff, but things I never thought I would have in my collection, like Turok, Malcolm in the Middle. That's just really cool to me. So, let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these, and if so, what do you recommend? Is Prison School, is that a good manga? Hopefully it is. It was really cheap, if nothing else. But let me know what your thoughts are on these and anything else down in the comments below. I always appreciate any and all comments, so thank you so much for all that support down there. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And if not, hit thumbs down. That lets me know to change something as well. And like I always say, I don't just talk books, movies, or manga. No, books, comics, or manga in this situation, I guess. I talk all things media, books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga, records. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this one, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.